Hi. Thank you guys. Hey, what's up?
Hi, Amy.
Hey, Laura.
Congratulations, your album released today, Dream Too Much.
This is so fun.
So, did you think you'd be here talking about a kid's album today?
I knew this morning that I would be, but I didn't know it last year. I was just standing back there watching that video, thinking how cute and funny it is to be here doing this. This is so awesome, so different. Thank you guys for being here and supporting me through doing something so different. It's so cute.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit about why you did this kids album and how this idea started?
Well, I have a 2-year-old named Jack, and he is the inspiration for all of it. We sing a lot of songs around the house. I sing a lot of songs around the house. He says a lot of hilarious stuff. I sing it back to him from time to time. And that's a lot of what this came from. It also came from just connecting, to my own childhood through watching him go through his childhood. Part of what's so fun about it is that we get to kind of experience things for the first time together. There's so much that we take for granted as adults, just I don't know, bees. They're just bees. To him, they're so fascinating, like how they work, the way they go and they get the pollen and what nectar, bees too. He's talking about nectar and the hive and honey and bees and how they do that. And wow, the bees, better look out, they might sting you. Just so cute and fun. So he's inspiring me all the time, and that being able to connect on that level, that's what this is.
So tell us about, the writing process and the recording of the album. I understand you had a little bit of help, maybe?
Yeah. It's my dad is here, actually, in the back. Right over there, John Lee, ladies and gentlemen. So growing up was very musical for my family and for me. My dad plays a lot of instruments, and we heard a lot of music growing up. Jack is the first grandkid, and I know that my dad wanted to record some things for Jack to have. And I'd actually never been in the studio with my dad. As much recording as I've done, as much music as I've made, and as much as he has also, actually, we'd never gotten in the studio together. So we decided to do that, and it just was really fun and really cool. We had my uncle come in too. My uncle plays guitar and bass. And it went so well. I don't know. When something's going well, you just keep going, So we kept going, and at the same time, Amazon was talking about, hey, we need somebody cool to make a kids record. We think that'd be really neat. Would you do this? And I was like, yeah, actually, I already started it. Wow. So we've turned it into a full-blown Lee family, Hartzler family, full-on family album. So there you go. That's how it happened.
And I think, didn't your sisters sing with you too?
Yeah. Carrie and Lori are my 2 sisters. I'm the big sister. I have 2 little sisters and 1 little brother. He's on it actually too, my brother Robbie, for a second. He's on Hello, Goodbye. Once we went down for the second session, I started thinking about, okay, we're going to do this for real, so I need to think about more ideas, what else can I do? And I really wanted to make it sound to some degree like my growing up, like my family, and share that thing. We jam a lot at the house whenever we're all together, the holidays or whatever. And I wanted to capture that thing. And we did some sort of, I don't know, Mr. Sandman style 3-part harmony stuff and had a lot of fun doing harmonies.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, tight harmonies you got there. I was going to ask you, were you the really fun family at Thanksgiving to hang out with?
Sometimes. Unless I get in the kitchen and start getting okay, we have to do it this way, and I have all these ideas about mushrooms. Things go I get very creative, and then it starts to snowball, and I can't control it. This is kind of one of those things.
So is it freeing, perhaps, to go to a completely different genre than you're used to working in?
Yes, it is. It really, really is. I look for opportunity to do that a lot. I always have. I want to grow. I want to grow my mind. I want to try new things. I always feel like there's a possibility you might try something you haven't tried before, and who knows, maybe it'll be the real calling. Maybe it'll be the coolest thing you ever did. Or maybe it'll just inspire you, learning a new instrument. I learned harp a few years back just because I was like, I need a new thing. And just being able to start from a new place when you sit down to write a song, it makes you write differently. It makes you go down a little bit of a different path. This is that too, actually, just to be able to go down a different road and go with a different, not just an emotion. It's not that Evanescence isn't ever happy. It is, definitely, but not as much.
Is it?
Yeah, it's good to try new things for sure. I am enjoying it very much. It fuels me. It makes me feel like, I don't know, crazy. I'm a crazy person. I don't know if you know this about me.
Well, I think that energy really comes across in the music. And I wanted to ask you, is there a song or two that you particularly love on the album that has more meaning to you?
They all have something. Like, it's a really personal album, actually. They all have some cool story or meaning. I don't know if I have a favorite, but there's some real sentimental value in a couple of the songs because they're the songs we grew up listening to. Good Night, My Love was one of the first ones that we recorded when we didn't know what we were doing before. We just wanted to record for the family. That was my lullaby, you know. Growing up, that's the song my dad played for my sisters and my brother and I. That was like our bedtime thing, and I just wanted to capture that. And the fact that we got to do it together just was really special. Very proud of that one.
Well, my favorite song is the one about not wanting to go to bed.
Yeah, that's my mom's favorite.
Because I still don't want to go to bed, so I totally relate.
I'm dying to go to bed. All I want to do is go to bed. Yeah, that's a fun one, for sure. That's definitely the one that's a funny one. Like, that's the most comical song, I think. Yeah.
So we got to see your video with paper animation,
Yeah.
which is really wonderful. Can you tell us about your videos for this album?
Sure, we're doing it for every single song. So, been working on it for a while, actually. I'm very involved. So I'll have to I just finished one yesterday for Alice, and the production company is called Take. And the guy that I go back and forth with, his name is Alex. And he's like, great, good, that one's done. What's next? And I'm like, okay, I have a day starting at 6:30 and ending at 7, so I'm gonna have to get back to you tomorrow. But I have to think of a cool story, you know, that relates to the song in some way that can be visual and also can work in this crude, handmade format. You know, not everything would work like that. So it's been really fun collaborating and working together and looking at what they can do. A lot of the stuff is inspired by more serious and elaborate things. We just did one, I'll just tell you, we just did one for Rubber Ducky, and my inspiration was 1940s synchronized swimming. You know, the crazy dramatic, Esther Williams, awesome. I don't know if you do know, but there's some beautiful videos. Late night when you're really bored, just look up Esther Williams. There's some amazingly cool stuff. And I was like, this is what Rubber Ducky should be like in the bathtub, rubber ducks, but like this, you know? So it doesn't look exactly like an Esther Williams film, because that would probably cost $10 million, but it's pretty funny.
Some of the pieces are very intriicate.
Yeah, definitely. They work really hard and really fast. So I'm very impressed by this company, yeah.
I understand that there's a craft, perhaps, that could go along with the videos.
Yeah, we made some paper foldables. You can print it out, and it's got lines where you fold and dots where you cut, and you can make some of the characters from the videos. So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
So will you be performing any of this live? Perhaps you could go on tour with Evanescence, and then during the day you could do the kid concert.
Really? We just did our first little live performance this morning. Me and my dad and Dave Egger did a performance on a Sirius radio station this morning, and it was really fun and really cute. But the thing is, everybody else in my family have real jobs and have to make real money. I don't think I could take them on tour. I don't think I could afford them. I mean, I actually have a lot of projects going on that I'm working on, so we'll have to see how it goes. I don't know.
I think people would pay to see you play that and bring their kids.
When something comes up to do, we'll do it.
Because people pay a lot of money for stuff for their kids. I'm just saying.
Good.
Not to try to... And speaking of kids, so you're a mom now. You've got a 2-year-old son. And I just was wondering, what's your take on, music lessons? Are there mandatory piano lessons in his future?
Mandatory? Well, I'm not going to tell him what he has to do, but I'm definitely going to encourage him that it would be a gift to him that he could pick one, whatever he wants, and we'll let him take lessons for whatever that thing. I think it's important that it's something that you feel like, as a child, that you want to do. I'm interested in tenor sax. Oh, don't be that. I'm interested in, whatever. and go, okay, cool, that was your idea. Now we're going to push you to like try that out. And you know what? If it doesn't work, cool, we'll try something else. But I'm not going to force them to take piano. I would definitely let Jack play whatever instrument he wanted. It seems like he really likes drums.
What about you? Were you into it as a kid?
Yeah, I begged for piano lessons. But then again, I didn't always love practicing. So I liked writing my own music. It's like, okay, but you have to practice that annoying song if you want to get better. So I play by ear a lot. And since I could play by ear really well, I cheated a little bit my way through piano lessons to the point that I could be a better piano player, definitely a better sight reader, or back then anyway, like if I'd just done the work. But, you know, when you can listen and go, oh yeah, it's doing that thing, you know, cheated.
So, next question. I wanted to ask you, you know, I was there at the Golden Gods Awards when you were given the award for, I think it was Best Rock Vocalist back in 2012. And I was really rooting for you, partly because you're awesome, but also because you were one of the only women in the room. So I just wanted to ask you, you know, have you encountered a lot of challenges being a woman in rock music?
I'm a woman. I'm also short, and I also have a very, like, kind of baby face. So I've always felt like I sort of have to struggle with getting respect. Not with people being nice to me. That's not so hard. But to feel respected, like, as a true musician, writer, composer, engineer, like, producer, all those things that people don't want to put to the face of, like, you know, a cute little girl. So that's the fight. And I used to feel like I had to really make that known and fight that fight and do everything myself. And I've relaxed a little bit now because I feel like I've proven myself and I feel confident. I know what I can do. And I also know that sometimes it's still really cool to collaborate and let people help you, because then you can learn, you know, to be better. If you're always just working in a vacuum, you can't really improve past a certain point. So yeah, there's challenges there. And part of it is about being a woman, but you just have to tune everybody else out and then at the same time not go the other way and be so, I can do this all by myself, that you don't let yourself open up and learn. Yeah. So there's somewhere in there, in the middle.
That's cool. So you also have been on quite a few hottest chicks in rock lists and on the cover of Revolver magazine, hottest chicks issues. And I just wanted to get your take on how do you feel about, you know, that sort of nomenclature, perhaps?
I don't know. I never try to take that too seriously. It's too hard to live up to. That's not, I mean, I that photo they used on that cover, I love that photo.
You look
I mean,
fabulous.
I love it. I wish I looked like that. I mean, we did a lot of makeup, we did a lot of everything. You put so much work into getting that perfect shot. That's not real life. And even, you know what? The shoes I was wearing to make me tall, because that's like, you know, really flattering when you wear like really, hurt my feet so bad. Like by the end of it, I was like, I'm not wearing these. And I was barefoot, just like standing on my very tiptoes. So like, it's funny when if you could ever pan out of a perfect photo and see all that's going into like the hair perfectly blowing and the feet being in just the right place, and like there's actually no shoes on the person's feet and somebody like blowing air on them and stuff. Yeah, you can't take that stuff too seriously. It's not really real.
I agree. So, I mean, I would consider you a role model, actually, for girls and other women out there wanting to rock. Do fans approach you and tell you that they're inspired by you?
Yeah. That's really awesome. I was talking to my dad about it. We've done this whole press day together. He's never gotten a tag along. We were talking about, I don't know how it started that we were talking about it, but doing what I do, especially when it's a day like today, it's so easy to let it just be like, it's all about me, look at me, what do I like to eat for breakfast? And I hate that. Like, you can't let that become, like, that's not enough. That wouldn't keep me going. That wouldn't keep me wanting to do this. And there's something really great and really special and really motivating about the part where people get to come to you and tell you what it did for them, you know, and how it means something special for them or help them in some kind of a positive way. That's the thing that makes you want to keep going even when sometimes you don't want to keep going. Thanks.
So aside from, you know, your career in children's music. You have this side project, Evanescence.
Right.
And I'm sure we all want to know what's happening with Evanescence and what's coming up with the band.
Sure. Well, this is like my most awesome fans here right now, so they know everything. I can't like surprise them. They know stuff before I get a chance to even tell them half the time. So they know that we have a really cool vinyl box set coming out in the next couple months. Release date coming soon. Which is cool because it has all of our albums, including some pre-fallen material that they always ask about, and I always want to bury and be like, that's not an album, those were just demos from high school. But you know what? Like, I'm far enough away from it now that I can see what's cool about it. And I'm a fan, of artists. And I would love to have that, like, of some of my favorite artists. So I totally get it. So we're putting that in there. And I did a really cool new recording of Even in Death, which is, I'm really excited about it, which is a different version of a very old song. And I think it sounds really beautiful. And it's cool to revisit something that you wrote when you were, in high school. Like 3 a.m, gotta hurry up and go to bed because I got class in the morning, like high school. It's cool to revisit it later and see what's cool about it, see what's silly about it, all those things, but just be able to redeem it. Because the recording that I have of it that I've heard for so long is just like, gah, to me. To me, it's fine if you like it. That's great if you like it. Thank you for liking it. But it's cool to be able to go to it now that I'm a professional, and like hit it the way that I really want to hit it and give it the emotion that I wanted to have that I couldn't before.
That's cool. So, and I looked online. You had some covers that you've been working on. So what prompted that?
I put out just Amy Lee, not Evanescence, just like I'm on my own in my own studio at my house. Put out some covers. I actually, there's something really beautiful about covers. I of course, take everything way too seriously. I can't just do a cover. It's got to be some amazing new rendition that shows it to you in a new way that you never thought of before, yet at the same time totally honors the original artist. So it's very daunting. No, it's really fun. It's my outlet, like when I should be doing other things. So yeah, I put 4 songs out earlier this year, and I just started the next batch. But I haven't been working on it full time because there's been this going on and getting ready for an Evanescence tour as well. I'm excited about the tour. We're really having a good time as a band right now. Like everybody's just gelling really well together and playing really well together. I probably always say that. It's really, really true. And it's cool because we feel sort of like this new ability to just go, okay, what do we want to do? We can do anything. We can do anything. What song do we never play? Like, what would work? And kind of revisiting some old things that we haven't done in a while and throwing some new things in there. I don't want to give it all away. It's going to be really fun.
How about new things never heard before?
Yeah. Maybe. Wait till we get... Okay, look. That's the plan. But we haven't been to rehearsals together yet. So we'll see if I blow it or not in the rehearsals. Yeah. We'll make it fun. It's going to be good.
It'll be all your fault.
Yeah, blame it on me. Set your guilt free.
So, in addition to all these things in your spare time, I understand you've been working in film and doing some film.
A little bit. The music of the film.
The music of the film.
Not an actor. Yes. Yeah. I did this really awesome song that I'm just waiting to put out, but it's not really up to me. There's this really cool movie called Voice from the Stone starring Emilia Clarke, and I'm 99% sure that it's going to be coming out in the first half of next year. And I did the song, the title track, and we filmed this gorgeous music video for it in Tuscany. It's really magical and surreal. I can't wait to share it, but I don't have a date for you, so just have to wait on that. It's coming out soon.
I saw that you recorded at Skywalker.
Yeah.
Tell me about that experience.
It was so amazing. I mean, I could take up the rest of our time talking about Skywalker Ranch. You go there and you stay there. It's literally like a ranch, and just imagine like there's redwoods and stuff. Like you're out, you land in San Francisco and you go out into the woods, and it's like wherever E.T. happened or something. It feels kind of like that, or you're like on Endor, and you're just in this lockdown place, and it's all totally secure. So you have a bike, and you live in a little place, and there's a studio, like a beautiful world-class studio with a huge piano and a sound stage. And it's unlocked all night long, and you could just get an idea in the middle of the night, which I totally did, ride your bike down to the studio, let yourself in, sit down at the piano, work on it. It was magical.
Yeah, we want that every day, right?
Yes. Yes. I would like to live there.
So are we ready for audience questions? All right. I don't know if these people have anything to ask. Yeah, they do. Okay. Here.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you?
Good. Longtime fan since 2003. I've actually seen Evanescence 32 times.
Wow. That's why I recognize you. I know this guy.
I got another 3 in the next tour, which I'm really excited for.
Awesome.
My question is, I mean, you've talked about all these different projects that you have done.
Yes.
What is something that you haven't done that you really inspire to get to?
Ooh, that I really aspire to get to. I don't know. See, every time I have that feeling, usually I start working on it, or at least planning for it. We have some new little plan in store, but I don't want to give it away yet. But there is some new Evanescence stuff that we're starting at. But it's not exactly the most traditional thing. It's not just, okay, we're going to make a new album right now. Not that that's not coming, but first there's something else that's a little bit special and different and going to take you down a different path that we want to try. So, sorry, that's so vague.
We're okay with that.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Other than that, yeah, I don't know. I feel like anything is possible. I think it's important to like keep feeling that way, you know? For sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Amy.
Hey.
I'm also a longtime fan, so it's an honor to meet you. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for being here.
I was just curious. I was listening to you talk about the new version of Even in Death, and I was wondering, are there any other pre-Fallen songs you've ever wanted to redo, or was there something special about Even in Death that drew you to that?
I sat and listened to Origin and other songs that didn't make it even to that, and I was like, okay, I have to take something from this time that they always talk about that I don't want to talk about, and do it justice so that we can both like it together. And I listened to all of them, and there's good moments in there. It's not that there isn't anything else I don't like. I do. I love it all. The best things, I think, made it to Fallen, you know? So that's sort of what Origin is to me. But Even in Death is a song that I always thought was really beautiful and visual lyrically. And I think that's the thing, like, production's no big deal. You can always re-record a song and make it sound better, but if the heart of it, you know, has something really cool going on at the core, like that could be anything. We could take that and turn that into a whole song. I felt like Even in Death had that more than the other songs, so that's why I chose it. What other ones would I do? I don't know. What's your favorite? Old one? What's your favorite Origin song?
I mean, I like Anywhere. I
Yeah.
love Origin, so I know you're not.
That's cool.
crazy spin.
No, it's okay. I mean, I did it. That's cool. That's cool.
Okay, next question.
Hi, Amy. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Nice.
Longtime fan since 2003. Seems to be a trend here. But I was just curious about your new album. I noticed that it's a little short, about 30 minutes long. I was curious, are there any cut songs that you guys have? Or
There is one.
one?
There's a song that I was named after called Amy. It's by Pure Prairie League. And one of the things I wanted to record in the beginning when we didn't know that we were making an album yet was that song. So we've got this really cool version of me, my dad, and my uncle doing Amy that isn't on the album, and I don't have a plan for it. It's just ours right now, but I'll probably release it at some point. It's kind of country. You have to get into that. You have to think about that.
what if we are?
Yeah, you're gonna have to digest that for a second.
Maybe that's
Warning.
a new project for you, country. Amy
No,
Lee does country.
Anybody else?
Do we have another question?
Hey,
Hi.
Amy, thanks for being here.
Thanks, you too.
So, at what point are you gonna have your son like start listening to Evanescence music, and has he started
He's
yet?
heard it.
And what were some of your favorite or like your influences, musical influences, when you were a kid or growing up?
What were some of my influences musically?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, yes, Jack's heard Evanescence. He hears it all as the same thing. It's just like, mommy singing, you know? We generally don't play him like the heavy ones because we're always trying to settle him down because he's crazy. So it's like, swimming home, yeah, you know, slow songs, which he loves. What inspires me musically? You mean like in life or like for
Like
this
some-
album?
Some of the the bands or the music that you grew up with when you were a kid?
Yeah. A lot of music. When I was really little, it was like pop and like, you know, Four Top, Stevie Wonder, Motown kind of stuff. Like anything with like some soul and like, yeah, like where you dance like really dorky. And then I got a little bit older and I really loved like the singers, you know, of like the early 90s, like Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey and Paula Abdul and that whole thing. And then like rap, like The Chronic, randomly right after that. Really, really loved. And then I went to a friend's house, and in the same moment, like right after, one back to back, Heart Shaped Box, the video came on MTV. And then right after was Bjork, the first song. Dum, da, da, dum, 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 dum. If you ever get close to a human, that one, Human Behavior. And both, I'd never seen anything like any of it before, and I was just like, and then the alternative 90s scene just overtook me, swallowed me whole, and somehow combined with all the classical stuff that I loved, and Evanescence happened. There you go.
In a nutshell.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for coming, everybody. And congratulations on Dream Too Much. Check it out. And thank you.
Thank you guys for being here. Woo!